Welcome back, Bravehearts, to the New World Live Q&A. Okay, so the New World Health Live Q&A is all about you. It's for you. And don't be shy. And make sure you challenge yourself and challenge me on the show. All right? Because guess what? Unless you're challenging yourself right now, come October, your life is going to be more than challenging. Unless you're trying to find a new way, a better way, a Braveheart way, it's not going to be a really great day for you. Because a lot of people, and I get it, okay? I get it. The subconscious does not like anything new. I get it, okay? I mean that. And I mean that in the best way. The subconscious does not like anything new. So it doesn't matter if you've got beliefs that are healing you or making you sick, okay? Or making you happy or making you sad or making you rich or making you poor, whatever prominent dominant beliefs you have in your mind is the way your life is. And you know, this is the craziest thing too, is that the psycho rich, they have been studying us like lab rats. Well, now they're harvesting us like lab rats. But the reality is they studied us like lab rats from the very beginning, and they know our every move. And the thing is this: they've programmed the whole poverty. The whole poverty thing. The whole poverty thing has been programmed by them. That's why. Are you ready for this? 98% of the population thinks that there's not enough money to go around, and that poverty is a way of life. And remember something. Okay? Poverty will stay a way of life for you. It'll stay a way of life for the majority of the population. And the majority of the population won't be just impoverished on a financial level. But when you are, because money's energy, so if you believe that poverty is the way, okay, and that it's just meant to be, because understand something. I've said this before, and this goes with your health as well. But you know what? You could have somebody and they don't have a clue about anything. They're not logical. They can't get in the present moment. Long as their mommy and daddy had a prominent thought of abundance, they could have the worst relationships in the world, the worst health in the world, but they're going to make tons of money. That's how it goes. Trust me, both of my parents came from really poverty consciousness. And for me to get out of there, I struggled. I could tell you a story, but I don't want to bore you with that. I'm here to talk about your health today. And let's see if we got any questions coming in, okay? So we have one question here. What about vagal tone? Well, understand something, Chris. When it comes to vagal tone, the vagus nerve, everyone, the vagus nerve is called the wandering nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the human body, and it's the most important one. Did you know that? The vagus nerve is the most important one. Now, you may not believe this, but the best way to have vagal tone, do we have a belly button therapy kit here? So here's the deal. If you want to have the best vagal tone in the world, then what you're going to do is you're going to clap, right? So just know the vagus nerve comes down through the back here, of the ear, and it runs down your neck on both sides. And understand something, when you trigger the vagus nerve, you trigger the dose, okay? And everybody should be having their dose every day. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, that's the dose. But here's the deal. Remember that population I told you that has poverty consciousness? Do you know what comes along with that? Anxiety. You do know that, right? Yeah, that's true. Anxiety comes with that. So the reality is, if you've got anxiety, you're not going to have a very good vagal tone, because you're going to be locking up your vagus nerve, because you're going to be in fright, fight, flight. And the situation with that is the problem is you'll see when we do thermography here, we always see that people's necks, I mean, in the last 2 years, we have seen more blockages in the lymph nodes in this area and this area, the upper part. And the reason why is because the vagus nerve is frozen all the time, and because people are in stress. So the reality is how do you trigger your vagus nerve to come on and stay on? Well, for one thing, most people will never be able to get their vagus nerve to work ever again, because from being so stressed out and so much contraction, their neck, okay, in their neck, what will happen is every time that you do the fight, fright, flight, and here's the deal. How does it feel to have a paper tiger always chasing you? A paper tiger means an illusional tiger. That tiger has no teeth. But the reality is your brain doesn't know it's a paper tiger. So the reality is whether there was a real tiger or not, you're still hiding in the bush. You're still suppressing your breath in and out because you don't want the tiger to hear you. So you're hardly breathing, so you're hardly living. So you're all locked up, okay? And the reality is your brain doesn't know if it's a real tiger or a paper tiger. It just knows the image. If I have an image of a tiger, but there's not a real tiger, that triggers the whole domino effect of fight, fright, flight. And that triggers the domino effect of hack, histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol. And what does that do? That causes scar tissue and crystallization of the whole vagus nerve area. If you watch my one a day this morning, which was My Body, My Choice, which I explained that, guess what? It might be your body, but it's not your choice. I just love that part. You know what? I love that part. 99.9% of the population, okay, it's their body, but it's not their choice because they were programmed from 0 to 7 with that sponge that took in everything and anything because you're in a theta state, you're in a hypnotic trance up until you're 7 years old. So any of the BS, dysfunctional belief systems or belief systems that happened around you or to you, you take in as real. Isn't that something? There it is right there, baby. That's where it's all right there. There's the rest of your life. You take a look from 0 to 7 and guess what? There's your heaven, there's your hell, there's your personality, there's your reality, there's your abundance or your poverty, there's your health, whether you're sick or you're dying right now, okay? There's your relationship with yourself and everyone else. How do you like it? And you said that, guess what, it's my personality? No, it's not. It's everybody that was around you from 0 to 7 and how they acted. Because we're all actors. Don't you see me? What a drama queen I am, king, eh? I get on here, right? I'm like all over the place. I'm up, I'm down, I'm all around because I'm trying to shake it up a little bit, trying to stir it up. You know what I mean? Listen, if you're not going to stir it up, you're not going to find out what's inside there. And I'll tell you something, there's beauty inside of you. But there never will be unless you're willing to go in there and pull out the weeds. And whether you want to believe it or not, God love your mother and father, but you need to go and pull out the weeds. You need to stop the family curse, and the family curse is those beliefs that are triggering your, what? Sympathetic state, your fight, fright, flight, and freeze, because it's freezing up you with scar tissue and crystallization. So how do you get your vagal nerve going? Every second night, let me tell you, I clap. Right here. How hard do I clap? I'll show you. And you probably won't believe it. But here, this is called a chipper, this is called a chipper, this is called a chopper. You see them? And then here it's smooth and here it's bumpy. Well, I use the bumpy part and I go like this. And I go that hard. And then I'll do the back of my neck. Why would I do the back of my neck? Well, there's my occiput. And most people's atlas and axis, which is C1 and 2, okay, all right? C1 and 2 are frozen together. And so what I always do is I'll go in here and I'll clap below the occipital groove, that little ledge, and where your comes down and then your neck. I'll clap down onto the neck and then up on that ledge and then a little bit above it. And I'll loosen everything up there because we need the circulation, okay, because of the information and the communication that's in the spinal fluid, because the spinal fluid carries more information and communication and light than any other fluid in your body. And that's why you want to get Wolf non-surgical done on your vertebrae at least once a year and clean out those vertebrae of the scar tissue and crystallization so that you can have better flow, because then you won't have all these little mini dams along the spine slowing things up. So you want to do this area as well. But like I said, I always start with my neck. I'll do both sides. I'll do my face and my head. That puts you into a parasympathetic state, whether you want to believe it or not. So the physical movement can actually cause the chemical dumping as well. But the most powerful thing that I know of, and if you want to go and learn how to clap, go to Body Care if you want to buy a clapper. And they're on sale right now because the 6-day advanced water fasting kickoff, we're doing the 2-week perfect day diet now. You don't have to do that. You can go right into the 6th day if you want. You can go from a real terrible diet and go do a 6-day advanced water fast. But go and watch the 6-day advanced water fasting 3-hour video. It's worth watching. It's the cheapest, most powerful way to unleash more stem cells in getting the therapy. It's the cheapest, most powerful way to create autophagy, to go in and eat up those cells and the garbage that's in your body that is going to cause you to end up in the hospital, hospice, or a nursing home. You understand? Your body is the greatest healer if you unleash it with the 6-day advanced water fast. It's the most powerful thing we do. So go into my library and click on the 6-day advanced water fasting guide and watch that video. But the clapping is in the do-it-yourself guide if you want to learn how to go in and clap your body free. Because guess what? Every block you have in your body is why you've got swelling, inflammation, pain, and stiffness. And you can get rid of it with this. And if you happen to clap and you turn purple or black, just know that the darker the color, the more rotten you are, okay? You're rotten to the core, baby. You've been pooping in your pelvis for a long time. Now, the most powerful thing about vagal tone is using this. You could use it 3 times a day if you wanted. You're gonna put that in your belly button, okay? So, can we get a shot? No? Here. Can we get a shot so they can see it? You know, anyways, you want this in your belly button, okay? And what you're going to do is I want you to go to the do-it-yourself guide, and there's your little belly button buddy, okay? And you're going to go to the do-it-yourself guide, and what you're going to do is go in there, and it's only going to take you 7 minutes to do belly button therapy. And understand something, the belly button, okay, is the most important button that you'll ever push in your life, okay? All right? Most important button that you'll ever push in your life. Okay, that's good enough, all right? So what you're going to do is you're going to go in and you're going to do the routine, okay? The routine will take you 5 to 7 minutes. It'll put you into a total parasympathetic state, especially if you connect to your lion heart breathing. That's, okay, 6 seconds in, okay? And then hold for 2 to 3 seconds, and then 7 seconds out. And then just do that a few times. You're already in a parasympathetic state. And I want you to know that when you do belly button therapy, everybody, okay, when you do belly button therapy, it will bring your temperature up 1%. I mean, not 1%, but 1 degree. When you bring up your temperature by 1 degree, do you know what happens? It will actually clean up viral, bacterial, fungal. I didn't make that up, that's science. Next thing is, okay, is that, yeah, keep that picture up and I'll explain it more thorough. But the next thing is that if you do it long enough and strong enough, you bring up your temperature by 2 degrees, it'll actually, what? This is not me saying, it's science. It will actually convert cancer cells. All right, so if you take a look at the picture, you see the belly button therapy, we talked about that. And then when you're done your belly button therapy, are you ready for this? You put in 2 drops of what we call frankincense. But we have a special product called Frankenzen. Frankenzen is the most concentrated and it is the purest frankincense on the planet, and I mean it. We have waited for probably about 2.5, 3 years to be able to get this product because it comes from one place. Try it out, tell me what you think. And you can get our regular frankincense or you can get our Frankenzen, but you're only going to put 1 to 2 drops in your belly button after you're done. And then you're going to put 2 drops of CBD oil. And then if you want, you can let it soak, or you can go back in with your belly button therapy and you can really stimulate. Now what does that do? Well, that actually turns on 60 to 70,000 nerve endings to heal your body. There, I just told you the 2 most important ways. And the other way to get back into a parasympathetic state is a cold shower, okay? Get yourself out of that program, okay? All right? The other way to get yourself out of a parasympathetic state is to drink hot water. That will help to calm you down too. But understand something. If you want to be in a parasympathetic state, stop thinking about what you don't want and start thinking about what you do want. But there's the trick, isn't it? Oh yeah, there's the trick. How can you do that when your whole family and all your friends and the whole world are thinking about what they don't want? First of all, Okay, so, I realized that around August, maybe in the middle of August, third week of August, they're going to start coming at us and telling us how the world's ending, okay? You think I'm kidding? Let's just play a game and see if Dr. Wolf is wrong, okay? Let's just see if I'm wrong, okay? And I've been doing this gut feeling thing for all my life, and most of the time I'm not wrong, but I want to be wrong, okay? Because I'd rather be happy than right on this one. So around the second, third week, we'll start having the, oh my God, henny penny, sky's falling in. Then what we're going to do is we're going to see around September the numbers are going up, okay? And then, of course, there'll be no controlling the COVID, the monkeypox, and also climate change. We just can't take it anymore. We've got more scientific information that the world's just falling off the edge of a cliff. And then we'll all go into lockdown, and that's why we're building a big Zoom conference room up here, because we're going to be doing about 6 different online Zoom trainings, and we're going to be doing them continually to try to reach out to people so they don't lose it, even though most people have already lost it and they don't know. Because guess what? We always compare ourselves to the majority, and the majority have already lost it. The reality is, if you could look at this whole thing as a great adventure, and you're the hero, okay, you're the only hero. There is no other hero. There's no savior coming. There's no hero coming. You're the only hero, and you've got to save every moment. I got to save every moment. Well, how am I going to do it? Well, I'm going to do my belly button therapy. I'll do my clapping. I'll do my lion heart breathing. I'll put a slight smile on my face, shoulders back, chin up, and go, yeah. And I'll use my Braveheart love band. I mean, this is going to get you into a parasympathetic state better than any drug, okay? So as soon as you have like a negative thought, you're going to go, that's a kiss, this is a hug, snug as a hug, and this is me kissing myself, because I don't think we're going to be allowed to do that. I'd probably be taken to jail for the rest of my life if I ever kissed myself. Wouldn't want to love myself. Oh God, wouldn't want to do that. But the reality is this, 3, 2, 1, I got this. So here, all of a sudden, somebody says to me, did you hear, blah, 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 blah. It's funny, eh? We're the only species that eat when we're not hungry. And we're the only species that have a lot to say when there's nothing to say. Okay, so now somebody just said something that's totally BS, dysfunctional belief system, or I just thought it, because sometimes what your mind is actually a river, but for some people it's just a sewer. They think that every thought they have, they own it, and they think their personality is theirs, but I've already explained to you that it's not. Okay, so now I just had a thought, and it's a rotten one, and I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, there's a new sheriff in town. And when you go 3, 2, 1, you're counting backwards, right? When you count backwards, your subconscious can't count backwards, but your conscious mind can, and your conscious mind is the only creative part of the human brain, the only creative part of you. So guess what? And do not believe me, but you know what? Even great people, great scientists like Bruce Lipton will tell you that the majority of somebody is in the present moment is 5%, but I can tell you I've blown that out of the water. Try to see if I'm not present. Try to see if I'm not in the present moment. I would never be anywhere else except the present moment. I'm not going to be regretting my past or worried about my future. This is a great adventure. I don't know anywhere else I'd rather be except in this life-threatening, fun-filled adventure on planet Earth where somebody's continually trying to kill me with the drinking water, with the air I breathe, the food I eat, and the people I live with are even trying to kill me. Okay, come on, who wouldn't want that life? Seriously. You know what? Even Yark's trying to kill me. He brings cookies in. Yeah, and then it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm getting really snacky. Do you know how I have to just like force myself? Let me show you, just so you know I'm not lying. Look at this, look at this. You see what he tries to do? He tries to tempt me with this, okay? And I love him anyways, okay? Do you really want this, Daryl? So I gotta make sure I'm hydrated, and I gotta make sure that, these are gotta be the most toxic cookies in the world. These are GMO, they're pure icing sugar, okay? And you know why they're so addictive? Because they actually stimulate your brain just like a cigarette. Yeah, that's right, yeah, go away. So anyways, so that's the deal. The reality is this. I had a choice that I could just get pissed off all the time, judging people, or saying, what a game. I mean, to even come down here, What a braveheart hero we have to be. You know, think about it, right? And the other thing is guess what? Listen, having emotions is probably not a good thing. And it's not a good thing if you don't know how to master pain and if you don't know how to process bullshit. I didn't say BS, I said bullshit this time. And the reality, there's so much of it, you could choke yourself in it today. And the reality is this, don't take it personal, Daryl. And I don't need anybody's approval to have a good time with this. Okay, all right, the world's crazy. I get it. People only, they compare themselves to the other people that are crazy. They compare their health to everybody who's unhealthy. 92% to 96% of the population where you go has an autoimmune disease. 1 out of 2 people actually get cancer in their lifetime. And guess what? The number for actual heart disease is higher than 1 out of 2 people. So the reality is this is a fun game. But then I also have to remember that the spirit lives forever. And guess what? But due to our imagination not being owned by us, because from 0 to 7, they dumped in everything into our mind. I mean, come on. You go watch a Disney cartoon and it's like a perverted movie. And nobody actually gets that. I mean, does anybody know that Pinocchio's nose, they're not really talking about his nose? Seriously? I mean, I could go on and on and on and on, and it's not about conspiracies, it's about what it really is. So the reality is, the whole time that I was watching cartoons and watching my mother become an alcoholic, my father tell me that he couldn't wait to be with Jesus. I mean, you know, it kind of messes a kid up, right? And then living off craft dinner, okay, and I could keep going on, and I'm not complaining because look at me, I'm doing good, I'm doing great. My parents did the best they could. I want to do better for my children, even though they're adults. I want to do better for my children's children. Somebody better stop the family curse and just have a good time with this thing. Let's just make this into a movie and understand that everything's an illusion, okay? And understand that the only thing that ever really means anything is your happiness. And if you're not happy, then what's vagal tone? Happiness is vagal tone. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. And there'll be a lot of people on here, but you know, right now I'm teaching 22 practitioners. And I'll tell you something, whether you believe this or not, 40% of them refuse to smile, even if I say, hold a smile, see how long you can do it. Some of them can only hold a smile for 15 seconds because they don't know about smiling and they never practice smiling unless somebody said, oh, you're so beautiful, I can't live without you. Wow, like I need to hear that. That'd be like a hole in my head. I never want anybody saying I can't live without you again. But I'll tell you, when I was younger and when I was totally programmed, having someone say I can't live without you, then I had purpose. Now I had value. Thank you. I'll put my own price tag on myself and it's unlimited. So I don't need anybody saying I can't live without you, Daryl. That's like a headache I don't need. So what is vagal tone? Minding your own business. What is vagal tone? Having a good time with yourself. What is vagal tone? 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I approve of myself. 3, 2, 1, there's a new sheriff in town. 3, 2, 1, I'm not going to play the game anymore. 3, 2, 1, I'm saying no all summer to everything so I can prepare for September, October. I will say no to everything I've never wanted to do, say, drink, or eat, so that I will be ready for when they kick off the Super Bowl of COVID in October. That's vagal tone. Vagal tone is where you don't do things because someone says that they have authority over you. Vagal tone is where you go, what? You're my boss? No, you're not. Right, no, I don't care. It's over. It's all over for me, baby. I am going to stay happy, remain happy, and that means I'm going to live my life, nobody else's. I already lived somebody else's life from 0 to 7. Okay, do we have any other questions? Or now just know if we don't have a lot of questions, then I'll just go and do some other work, right?
Yep.
Yep, because we got lots to do, don't we? Okay, so we don't have any questions coming in, all right? What?
What about veg at home?
No, we did that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, got it. My sister, okay, Rose. My sister is a diabetic and says that she can't do a fast. Can you explain why she can or cannot? First of all, Rose, I need you to answer one question. Does she have juvenile diabetes or does she have adult onset diabetes? Then I'll go next with it and tell you if she has adult onset diabetes, she can do the fast. Okay, and then I would like to maybe just ask you, how long has she been a diabetic? How much does she weigh? How old she is? And does she have a personality that's based on fear? These are things that are important. Katie. Hi, Daryl. Can we make a non-surgical happen in North Carolina? I have 2 people near Asheville, North Carolina, and you said somebody... No. I did not. If you want to have one, you need to call right now because there's only 1 spot left, and you can have it if you want. If you have 2 people, then they'll just split the cost. All right? I have 2 people near Asheville, North Carolina, and you said somebody has 8 people. No, that's for a whole... We will actually do a certification for 2 people. If there's 2 people, we'll come. I already told you that Sage will be in Chicago. He has one in Chicago, and he's leaving to go there in 18 days. And he's doing a certification for 2 people in Chicago. And then we've got 2 other, no, we only have 1 space left if you want to be certified. If you don't want to be certified, then we have 2 spaces left because personal treatment and trainings is 6 days. You're not certified. If you want to be a certified whole Wolf non-surgical therapist, then it's going to take 12 days. All right? And let me see here. Carolina, and you said somebody has 8 people somewhere in North Carolina. My homeschool mom took part-time job driving 2 hours one way to save for it. Thank you. Well, look, if you got 2 people, just call me as soon as the show's over on WhatsApp at 250-801-5893, or you can call on my 855-900-4544 extension 5 number. Okay, so those 2. Yeah. But just know this, we are also going to be doing one in, I don't know, it could happen. We might be going to the UK, anybody, London, England. Okay, so we might be doing one this August. And if not, we would be going in November. But I think it could be shut down. Like, well, I don't think. I would really put a big bet on it that it's going to be shut down. So we're going to see if we can get Jason to go to London, England, and actually do a personal treatment and training there. So we may do a certification there as well. Daryl, is it possible to have Sage or Jason come to my home in Seattle to work on me? I asked your office and they said I was big to have anything done. I was too big? That's not true. They shouldn't have said that, Daryl. No, they can come. But what is it you want? Why don't you call me, Daryl, right after I get done here. Again, 250, oh, there it is. The number's right there, right? Yeah, it's on the screen, thanks. Okay. Internet is unstable, keeps freezing. No, it's not. I don't think it is. It might be for you though, Helen. Okay. Do Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, here's the deal. Guys, all you got to do is call me. We'll put you in the file, and then we'll say, if you've got a place that we can do it, whether it's your home or a church or a yoga studio or somewhere, and we don't mind coming to your home. And in your home, we will go as high as 8 people. We don't want to do any more than 8 people, and that's usually for a certification. But if you want to do, if you were just one person and you want to pay it, we'll do a certification just for you. If you were a couple and you wanted to learn how to do the personal treatment and training, non-surgical, the diet, and everything, the detox and everything else we do, it's a 6-day course. And with that, you're going 6 hours a day for 6 days, that's 36 hours. For you people that want to be certified, you're going 8 hours a day and you're going for actually 11 days, and there's a 1-day break after the 6th day, so it's actually 12 days, okay? And yeah, just know this, anybody out there that if you take our course, yeah, you're not gonna need me, you're not gonna need anybody else if you take our courses. The reality is let me see, do I wanna get treated for the rest of my life, or do I wanna get trained in how to master my pain, master my body? Hey, wait a minute, no, let me just run with this one. My body, my choice. Well, not if it's not your brain. And understand something, our brain is only as smart as the beliefs that are in it. So it might be your body, but it wasn't your choice. Because don't tell me that you actually make the decisions how you eat, drink, and think, because that's not true for 99.9% of the population, because they've never done anything like a whole life coach certification where we actually go in and we do a flip switch on you and we teach you that you are not your personality, and that if your personality is not changing 1% every day for as long as you're on this planet, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, okay, then you're decomposing. And that's the truth. Okay. Elena, I used to put black gold to my blended drink. My 6-year-old daughter loves to drink it too. But lately she was complaining that her bum hurts while pooping. I realized she was bleeding a bit. That had nothing to do with the black gold. Guess what it had to do with? Your daughter, okay, got constipated and she's got internal hemorrhoids. Let me tell you, don't believe me? Let me tell you something right now. 8-year-olds and even 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds are being diagnosed with fatty livers. Yeah, go figure. Never had that happen before. And if she's bleeding, then that means that she's got internal hemorrhoids. Your little daughter's constipated. So now you put the black gold in her blender drink, but were you giving her daily cleansing tea, sweetheart? Because if everybody took daily cleansing tea morning and night, you would eliminate, ready, it's not me, the London Royal Society of Medicine said that if you do gentle daily cleansing on your colon each and every day, that 85% of all your symptoms would be gone, and I believe it's much more than that. So daily cleansing tea will set you free. Michael, I love, okay, Soleil, on my x-rays, my right hip bone shows degeneration. No, it's not degenerating. You're right, okay. Your right hip bone is not degenerating, you're losing bone calcium, which if you want to call it degeneration, you can, but why didn't your doctor say, listen, what's happening here is that you're pooping in your pelvis. And you didn't realize it, but why don't you think about this? On your right side, I guarantee on your right side abdomen, you feel gas cramps, you feel bloating, okay? I'm telling you right now, your cecum's blocked. Let me ask you a question. Did you get your appendix cut out? That's on your right side. Now you got scar tissue over there. Understand something. Why would only you have bone loss on your right hip, not your left hip? Well, you can't have bone loss unless you have inflammation in that area. Why am I losing bone again, Daryl? Well, I'm losing calcium because the calcium is to help to put out the fire of the inflammation. Where'd the inflammation come from? Well, it came from the infection. Infection causes inflammation because it's got to cause you pain because it's trying to tell you, why don't you eat, drink, and think better? And then also, why aren't you taking the daily cleansing tea daily with the black gold and keeping your bowels moving? Because how could you ever have infection to create the inflammation, to lose the calcium, okay, to have the calcification happening? Well, because guess what? You're pooping in your pelvis. That's what you're doing. Can you guys, I didn't read the rest of that. Can I see it, please? The left has a knot and degeneration. No, it's got a big, okay, it's got a big scar tissue. Let me just say something. Can you, yeah, leave that there. If I took a rope and I tie it, that's a knot. Do you know what the knot is? It's not a knot, it's scar tissue. And that scar tissue is there to try to protect that part. And you can't have scar tissue. Why would you have scar tissue? You can't have scar tissue unless you have inflammation. I win again. Oh, why doesn't any surgeon or any doctor want to challenge me anymore? You know, seriously, you know, I don't know. All I want to do is get the information out there and tell you that even if they say you're bone on bone in your hip, you can reverse it. You know, if you did our Cellsonic and you came to us and we got the non-surgical and we got you on the perfect day diet, and we got you doing the right exercises, I give you a money back guarantee that you're not going to surgery. On my x-rays, we did that already. Cannot walk without canes. Yeah, well, guess what? Why can't you walk without canes? Because you're as stiff as a board. Okay, so what's happening is you're being cemented. You're being cemented by the displaced calcium coming out of your bones that are going to be Swiss cheese. And then when you're older, you'll fall down. But guess what? The hip broke and then you fell down because it didn't have anything to hold you up. It cracked. Okay? The left have a knot, degeneration, can't walk without canes. This is one reason why I haven't gotten there to have treatment or training. Let me tell you something. Then get in a wheelchair, get to the plane, and then get them to wheelchair you, and then fly here, and that's it. Look at, or did you get a perfect day consult where you stopped inflaming yourself emotionally and physically through drink and what you eat? And did you actually cleanse your colon and do the ultimate coffee enema twice a day for at least 10 to 20 days? We'd see a big change just doing that. Get a perfect day consult, and then you'll be able to come here. Okay, do you know how many people? Okay, so there was a lady, her name was Rama. Go and watch her testimonial. So guess what? She's from Washington, D.C. She couldn't get out of bed. She was dying. She saw a video of me. She got a consult from her bed. Guess what? 6 months later, she comes here. She just left a week ago. She comes here. She doesn't just take the whole life coach course because she wants to change her life. She takes the Wolf non-surgical and she learns how to do our surgical body work. Okay? And this is a lady that was dying. You know what? Enough excuses. You don't have to come to me, but just take massive personal action because nobody's coming to save you. Nobody. Tara, I have spinal hemangiomas. Okay, how do I get rid of these? Okay, well, first of all, they're gross. Why would you be growing something that's mutating on your back? Well, because there's so much inflammation creating scar tissue formation, pulling out the calcium out of your vertebrae, and the reason why there are mutations is because there's not enough oxygen in the cells anymore and too much scar tissue blocking off the nutrition to feed it. Okay, Tara, if you could get here and I could do, just for the fun of it, we'll do a live show. I'll do it myself. I'll do 1 hour of Wolf non-surgical on your back. I'll do the Cell Sonic and I'll show you that we just reduced them. How about this? Worst case scenario, 30% up to 50% in that period of time. Yeah, go figure, right? Isn't it great when we hardly know anything about our health? My body, my choice. You can't make a choice with what you know. We weren't taught health in school or from our parents. We get it from commercials and we get it from our friends that know nothing. Oh, and then we get it from our doctor that's not a healthcare person, okay? They're surgeons, okay, or they dispense drugs, but they know nothing. Diet doesn't matter, cleansing doesn't matter, emotions don't matter. So what really matters? Nothing matters, not even your matter matters. Shell, good afternoon. I have a new ache, feels like a pinched nerve in the left elbow. It's not a pinched nerve. It's a little piece of displaced calcium or crystallization pushing on the nerve. If I could get in there, or why don't you clap that area? Or take a shot glass and go in and break that little piece up. I'm on Merigen, IGF-1, and all products. The hip doing squats and other things seems to be subsiding. See, it's working. So what I can do to help myself on this one. Listen, sweetie, all I want you to do is clap it. All you got to do, here, clap the elbow, no shirt on, just clap it. And if you can, get a shot glass or essential oil bottle and break it up. Oh my God. You know what? We won't go in and break it up, pull the scar tissue apart. We won't clap it to increase the circulation, to melt things, to get things moving. No, we'll just worry about it, and then we'll go to somebody when we go for a treatment. They won't break it up either. What will they do? Oh, well, take a look at this. It's either drugs or it's acupuncture. I have a doctorate in acupuncture, and that doesn't work very well. You get in there, and you melt the crystal, or you move out the calcium, take your ionic calcium like you're doing, and if it's scar tissue, then you go in there and you pull the fibers apart, and as soon as the blood gets in there now, it turns it back into nice connective tissue. Because we don't get rid of scar tissue. We bring in the blood supply, the energy, the lymph supply, And guess what? It automatically turns scar tissue back into connective tissue. Bet you didn't know that. Why don't you go ask your doctor that, see how smart he is. I'm not trying to be a smarty here, but I'm just, you know what? This gets a little goofy for me, okay? We got people coming in wheelchairs, walkers, canes, okay? And understand something. I'm not saying that everybody come out from their wheelchairs, because once you're in a wheelchair, you've already given up, sweetheart. And most people don't want to get out. But I'll tell you, we get a lot of people out of wheelchairs. As far as canes and walkers, they go still because your mind is not so bent, okay, that you didn't give up. I mean, once you go into a wheelchair, you've given up. I mean, most people that are in wheelchairs, there was nothing wrong with them except it was an epigenetic thing. It was an emotional thing. So now it's issues in the tissues. I give up, okay? Or I have a pain in my hip, and guess what? The pain, it's driving me crazy. I can't take the pain. Let me tell you a story. So this person goes to a doctor. Let's call him Jim. Jim goes to a doctor. He says, Doc, I hurt all over. I don't want to live. I don't want to live. If you can't help me, I just want to die, okay? All right, I've just had enough. I mean, I walk, my feet hurt, every joint hurts, my neck hurts, every muscle hurts. I got to tell you something. It's not good. Doctor goes, well, let me do all the tests I can on you. Doctor does all the tests, comes back to him in 10 days and goes, you know what, Jim? You know what we found out? Your finger's broke. So every time you touch something, you feel pain. Welcome to this. Welcome to this. But it's not your fault. Listen, you are not dumb. You got dumb beliefs. You're not dumb. You got dumb beliefs. Every one of you out there, you're not dumb. You got dumb beliefs. You know what? They took the time, the psycho-rich, the corporations, they took the time to organize themselves. They don't even like each other. They don't even like themselves. But they know that they have to come together and strategize. If you want to lasso the herd, 7 billion people, then all you got to do is work together, create a strategy, and you win. Because nobody's actually really thinking. I mean, my God, you know, if everybody's thinking the same thing, then nobody's thinking. Fiona, I live in Sydney, Australia. Where can I get daily cleansing tea? What does black gold do? Well, first of all, black gold is a humic fulvic, and then we have black diamond, which is a humic fulvic. Black diamond goes into your brain, goes into your tissue cells, goes into your blood. Black gold goes into your digestive tract. It doesn't just do that. It drops off 70 micronutrients, and it restores your good bacteria, and it picks up heavy metals, and it picks up acidity, and it locks it down so it doesn't drag it out so you feel the symptoms. But it's the only thing that will restore mummy's bacteria back properly. And you put those in your blender drink. Okay, yeah, the daily cleansing tea. Well, if you can't afford just one thing, get daily cleansing tea and do it morning and night, and then tell me I'm wrong, and do it for the rest of your life. Understand something. Wait a minute here. Let's play a game. Okay, let me think. What should I do? I know what I should do. I should eat anything I want, and then when I feel like crap, when I feel like poop, okay, all right, then what I'll do is I'll do a deep cleanse, and then I'll unleash everything and feel like crap while I'm cleansing. And then when I start to feel better, I'll start eating like crap again and stop cleansing. And then I'll do another deep cleanse. Doesn't that sound like anybody you know? Oh, wait a minute, what about this? What if I were to get a perfect day consultation, and then they showed me from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes how to drink, think, and eat. And then guess what? I just change 1% a day, and every move I make is an unconditional love move for me. Well, then you never have to cleanse again, do you? Because you become the light, you become the superstar. You know, think about this. How many health practitioners out there, they do these deep cleanses for people every few months? That's so crazy. I mean, think about it. That's just like the medical system. Who wants to use that paradigm? What if you were just nice to yourself every day and you did the right thing and you did gentle baby steps that kept you in alignment all the time, so you were always at ease and not at dis-ease? That could be a new thought. Wendy, Can anything be done about atrophied thyroid? Of course. Start taking 5 sprays of infinite iodine a day and 5 sprays of infinite iodide a day, and then tell me what you think after about 10 days to 20 days. Because infinite iodine is the only non-toxic iodine. It's the only pico-sized iodine. It has no toxic side effects no matter how much you take. It will neutralize a virus in 15 seconds. Go watch the video. If you go to the my store and you look up infinite iodine, go watch the video attached to it. Soleo, I have taken Merigen 3 bottles on black gold and black diamond, iodine and daily cleansing tea. Had a perfect day consult. Beautiful. What's after that? You just went zip somewhere. Okay, good. She's replying to someone. Thank you, love. Elena, she poops every day, but her diet is not good. Well, okay, all right, okay. She may poop every day, but it's not what comes out, it's what's staying inside of her that counts. Do you understand that? And her diet is not good? Well, then she's rotting inside. She doesn't eat sweets or lots of junk, no dairy products. Eating is the biggest issue in my kid's life. I need help. So doesn't eat anything, only plain pasta. I wish I will go to Mexico. So here's the deal, Elena. Isn't it great that your kids rule school and fool you? So understand something right now. If you don't buy it, she can't eat it. And your child will have a tantrum for about 7 to 10 days. Just thank God it's not your husband, because that'll be 7 to 10 weeks, because his programs run deeper, and that is a problem, okay? All right, that is a problem. But with your children, you hold the line. But wait a minute, why don't we tell the truth, Elena? Somebody else in your family, maybe your husband loves that kind of pasta, so she eats it. So that's the real deal. You know, it's you got to look at the adult. You know, believe it or not, when people call up and go, Dr. Wolf, I need you to do a consult on my teenager. She's so bad, or he's so bad, and I'll start doing the consult, and then guess what happens? I'll go, you know what? I need to consult the parents, because that's the problem. Sonia, Disco Daryl. Oh, there you go. Low blow there, Sonia. No, I'm kidding. Love to dance. Okay, Disco Daryl. I have heel spurs. Can it be cured? A heel spur is, okay. Sonia, you don't drink enough water. You don't drink the right water. You're not having an alkaline diet, and you're pooping in your pelvis. The infection creates the inflammation, and you have to pull the calcium out to buffer down, or would you rather cancer? How many people know that the more calcium you lose from your bones, the more acidic you are, and that if your blood were to drop just a point, you'd go into a coma, a couple points, you're dead. So instead of coma and dying, it pulls calcium to keep on buffering your blood. And understand something, every time that you go into a fight-flight mode, okay, or you eat a man-made sugar, you are throwing your blood pH down the toilet, and now you got to pull tons of calcium from yourself. And if you've got bone spurs, that means that the calcium is floating around and it lodges in your feet. Now you can get rid of those by taking ionic calcium therapy, and also doing IGF-1 300,000. But also you're not going to like this, but you want to eventually start clapping around your feet in that area. But take a little bit of DMSO gel, mix it with Pain Away essential oil, and then put that on the area, and then clap it lightly. I know it might be a little painful, but then keep doing it and keep adding the DMSO and the Pain Away, because DMSO is a solvent-like, and it helps to go in there and break things up and get the circulation going. And then I would even take the bottom of an eyedropper bottle or a shot glass, and I would go in and I'd start working around the area and start sculpting your heel back to normal and loosen that up. But I would take ionic calcium to pull that calcium back into the bone, and the calcium will go back into the bone where it was taken. Isn't life amazing? Okay, so if you go see a Wolf non-surgical therapist, they'll be able to do one treatment on your feet and make it feel a lot better. Listen, I worked on a gentleman when I lived in Kelowna, and he was one of the top real estate people. So what he would do is he would go out at least 2 meals a day to the restaurant and drink wine, or he would have a hard liquor drink, and of course he would eat like everybody else. So here's the deal. So he could only walk 40 feet and then sit down. Walk 40 feet and sit down. Talk about an attention getter. So when he came to me, I actually used my elbow with the Wolf non-surgical, and then I used actually the bottom of an eyedropper bottle, and I grind it down. And he was such, you know, sometimes when you have a lot of money, right? He didn't want any pain, but we got through it. And guess what? It took 2 treatments, and that was it. He didn't have to do that anymore. But I taught him about the DMSO, the Pain Away essential oil, the clapping. But he also takes all our products because he didn't change his lifestyle, but he takes all our products. So now he doesn't get the calcium deposits or the spurs on the back of his heel. Sonia, also have tinnitus. I've tried hyperbaric chambers. Well, that's not going to work. Ginkgo biloba, really? Jaw massage? You don't massage the jaw. You clap the jaw, and you take a shot glass to the jaw. Make sure that you put, I would put, if you have C60 coconut oil, I would put that on here and let that soak into heel. But use the coconut oil and use like a rounded shot glass or the bottom of an eyedropper bottle and go in there and grind up the knots that are in there. But you should do that all around, 1 inch around your ear. But understand, tinnitus is caused because of inflammation of a small nerve that goes from the inner ear all the way to the brain. I hope you know that. And if you've got tinnitus, what you should be doing is putting infinite iodine, okay, about 4 drops of infinite iodine in the ear, okay, and you leave that soak, okay, for about, you know, about 5 minutes, and then you squirt, you squirt silver bullet gel in there, okay, all right, and we have what's called Ear Restore Essential Oil, and you put the infinite iodine 5 minutes, and then you put a couple drops of Ear Restore Essential Oil, and then you squirt a little bit of silver bullet gel, and then you put a hot pack on there. After you've done all that, but remember, you got to clap. So I'm going to do the shot. I'm going to do the shot glass thing all around here, and then I'm going to clap it. Okay, I'm going to clap all around the ear, and I'm going to clap for about 10 minutes, and I'm going to clap here on the vagus nerve, and then I'm going to do what I just told you to do. And guess what? Do that, and then put that in your ear 2 to 3 times a day, and do what I just told you, and then watch what happens. Because you got to go deep enough to get rid of the inflammation in that little wire that goes, which is a nerve to your brain, okay? And then also, it wouldn't hurt for you to clap the back of your occiput area, okay? And then also go to my DIY and look at the, how to do the plate. And get the plate right underneath your ear to open this up. I know, we're gonna win. Kimberly Taylor, we have a collective of people ready for you and Sage to come teach in Asheville, North Carolina. And we have 2 locations that we can have up to 30 guests. When are you and Sage available? Well, if you want us, I think there's going to be a big, bad lockdown, or big, good one, depends on how you look at it. But if you want us, Sage has, trying to think here, I think it's July the 5th until, he's got 12 days. So he can do one more non-surgical certification. Okay, and I think it's July the 4th or 5th, and it's 12 days he's got open. And I could come before and do a whole life coach certification, but you're gonna have to let me know today because that's the last spot he has. And then we are booked right up, right through, okay? And that's it. And then I'll tell you right now, I think that there's a big lockdown coming. I know that we're gonna be doing, I'm looking at doing a course in February in Florida, everybody, because I don't think Florida's going to lock down, okay? Michael, we are masters of self-healing. Love is the way to mastering yourself. Absolutely, my friend. Michael, again, I've been diagnosed with a bone spur on my right heel. our rheumatoid arthritis due to the bone spur. Well, actually, no, you had the arthritis, which is inflammation of a joint first. And then you get the bone spur, buddy. They don't know what they're talking about. It's all just logical. First, you got inflammation of the joint. Then you get the bone spur, because the bone spur gets bigger and bigger until the inflammation leaves. And just know that I could get rid of your bone spur in one treatment. I can get rid of your bone spur in one treatment. Okay, I'm going to do non-surgical, and then I'm going to use my Celsonic, and it's over. It's over. To the bone spur. I've got a torn rotator cuff and sciatica, and yet I don't take any medication. Yeah, but dude, you're inflamed. You're inflamed. You got inflammation and infection. I hope you're taking daily cleansing tea and black gold, and you need to also do the ultimate coffee enema. But you need a perfect day consult, guys. You know what? This is the domino effect of getting old, and you don't need to get old. You're only getting old because you're getting infected, getting inflamed. Now you got scar tissue, crystallization, and calcification. End of story. Nobody has to go down that road. Okay, we've all been sucker punched. I get it. Don't get angry. Don't get upset, and don't come to me with all your doctor's blood tests and reports, because I'm going to go, I don't need them. And then you're going to go, really? Come on, I went through hell getting them. And I'm going to go, well, yeah, you certainly did. Because we don't need them. All you got to do is we look at you, what condition you're in, not the condition you have. Then when we look at you, the condition you have, and then just by the symptoms, we know what to do. I mean, health is too easy. Okay, we've made it complicated. Only the most smartest minds in the world could figure this out. Seriously? Come on, guys. Daily, let me see, Jolly 1. I don't know what that means. JJOOEEGG1, so I can't pronounce it. Daily cleansing tea tastes great. It's so easy to drink every day. You can also mix that with anything you want, with juice. You can put essential oils in it. You can do anything you want. I take mine straight up. I love the tea. I like it cooler. I don't like it warm. Lori likes her tea warm. There you go. That's what makes us unique, right? Paul, Dr. Wolf, what's your take on oxalates, vegan, plant-based diet? Well, I don't get caught up in all that stuff, guys. Like lectins, I just tell people don't eat cooked tomatoes. I mean, you know, there's a doctor right now going, lectins, they're the ones, they're gonna kill you. I don't go for that stuff. You know what, let's just be logical. And even with oxalate, don't worry about it. Listen to me. Just eat a whole plant-based diet, and then try to just feel your way through your diet. Don't listen to people. Okay, how do I feel 20 minutes after eating that? How do I feel an hour after eating that? Let your body talk to you. Okay, let me tell you something. Body talk is the most important conversation you'll ever have. You know, you're better off to listen to your body than listen to me, and that's the God's truth. Okay, Soleil, I'm replying to you, Dr. Wolf, about my x-rays that the doctor took. I am the one using the canes, barely moving. That's great. And if you're barely moving, if you could get yourself down here and stay here for 3 months, we'll have you jogging. You heard what I said. But you've got to take massive action, got to live at the juice bar. Okay, we've got black bean soup, we've got vegetable juices, natural popsicles, lemonade, blender drinks, okay? You need to take some of our nutraceuticals. You need to get the Celsonic and the Wolf non-surgical. And I'm telling you right now, we could start with you, and I'll tell you right now, in 7 to 10 days, we'll have you come on and people won't even know it's you. 7 to 10 days. If you want to do this, massive personal action. If you got a 20-foot hole, don't come here and tell me to build you a 5-foot ladder, because I don't want to do it. And don't come here thinking I'm curing anything. We're changing your personality that changes your reality. We're going to get you to think differently, drink differently, eat differently. That's the only cure, is what your day's like from the minute you rise until you lovingly close your eyes. That's it. Soleil, and scar tissue on both hips. At least start with a consultation, a perfect day consultation, and then prove me wrong. Soleil, and scar tissue on both hip bones. I told the chiropractor about you, and that I'm trying to get there. Elena, I follow perfect day diet, do ultimate coffee enema, belly button therapy, clapping, and when I do explain to my son, 9 years old, he says I don't know anything, he won't eat anything, he was diagnosed autistic. He's not autistic. Everybody is diagnosed autistic. Let me tell you something. Okay. The longer you go to school, the bigger you are a fool. The longer you go to school, the bigger you are a fool. You know, the deal is that what you learn in life, okay, the stuff I've learned in my life, okay, came from Native Indians, people that had lived a long time, because guess what? If you want to go back, why don't you just go back? Go back 120 years where there was no cancer, where there was no autoimmune diseases. Yeah, there was problem with infections because people were pooping in the street. They didn't put the plumbing under the ground. I mean, even when it came to that, medical system took the credit. Oh yeah, really? No, it was the plumber that saved the world, thank you. Fiona, me again, where do I get the T, infinite iodine, black diamond, black gold? You don't know where? docofdetox.com. Click on store or just go store.docofdetox.com, love. Okay? Thank you. Great on the ear remedy. I love Asheville. Okay. What else? Are we done?
Yep.
We're all done. Okay, we got her done. It's 1 o'clock, right? I'm going to go have an Oreo cookie. No, I'm not. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. You know, sweetie, about your children, you need to lovingly hold the line and say, no, sweetheart, that's not the way it's going to go down. I'm responsible for feeding you right. Someday you will love and care for the things that I've taught you, but you know what? You're not allowed to continually have a tantrum like your mother and father do all the time. And that's where they learn it. They learn to have a tantrum because daddy has one, mommy has one. So the reality is take a look at the attitude of your children, you'll take a look at what you're like. And that's what our children do. They mimic us, and they're teaching us how we need to change so we can help them change. But the reality is that what I did was I just told my kids, I know you're going to get the junk food anyways, and every time they come home from their friends and they say I have an upset stomach, I go, did you learn anything? What do you mean? I said, you know what I mean, okay? I want you to take me to the hospital. No, you're not going. Okay, if you want to go to the hospital, walk there yourself. Okay, you're not going to the hospital. Maybe you won't eat that again. Maybe you won't drink that again. I love you. It's not going to happen. So here, take this. Okay? All right, that's how we learn, okay? You know, I got to hold the line. All right, but guess what? Since we're all paranoid, schizophrenic now, parents around the world, as soon as the kids have a little fever, they brainwashed us so bad. All they needed was a little warm water enema with some tummy love in it, and you would have nailed it. And in 5 to 10 minutes, your child feels better. But no, drag them off in paranoia and take them to the emergency. Let them sit there for hours, and then guess what? And get their antibiotics. Yeah, that's a good way to go. Kathy, does basal cell carcinoma come from too much sun, and can you only get rid of it with surgery? Okay, maybe you can. The reality is, don't go any further, please. I just got to focus on this one and say it right because I don't want to get myself in trouble. Understand something. Without the sun, we're dead. The sun is your friend, but it's not the friend to a person who says, I'm going to go and pretend that I'm a piece of bacon. I never go to the beach and lay in the sun. I never go, okay, I just lay here for a while and burn. I don't do that. I'll go out for a swim. You know, I don't, people are crazy. They're crazy. They don't think. So understand something. You're not going to believe this, but guess what? When you sweat out the toxins that you are. So now if you're sweating, which you do in the sun, and you're out in the sun, let's say from 12 to 3, we know there's a little bit more radiation coming out around that time. So I will tell you that there's no way I could be out in the sun. The way I eat and live, I could burn my skin if I'm foolish enough to stand out there long enough. But the reality is I'll never have skin cancer. You have skin cancer when you sweat. You're sweating all the waste and toxins in your body. It comes to your skin. That reacts on your skin with the sun. There's the truth. I think this is so much fun. She-ishak? No. She-ishak. She-ishak. Okay, got it. Dr. Darrow, do the Biopron and Avicin treatments break up scar tissue? They help to melt crystallization, bring light into scar tissue. Okay, they bring light into it and they soften it up. Okay, Sweetie, have you ever eaten a piece of beef jerky? I mean, you're using your teeth trying to get... So what do you think? That's why people can change their diet. They can go on different nutritionals. I mean, ionic calcium is one of the only things that I know that, well, it's the only thing I know that'll take calcium out of the tissues, put it back in the bones. You know, as far as the scar tissue goes, I know C60 helps. I know enzyme therapy helps. I know curcumin cayenne helps. But if it's old beef jerky, you've got to get in there and actually do wolf non-surgical. Now, will the Bioptron and the Avicin help the scar tissue? Well, first of all, we don't break up scar tissue. We pull the fibers apart to allow the blood flow in and the energy in, and that turns the scar tissue back into connective tissue. So let's make that really clear. Nobody's breaking up anything, okay? So just know, Bioptron and Avicin are the most beautiful gifts that you can give yourself, all right? And I think that they're still on that if you buy one of the Avicins, you get $250 credit on our products. The Avicin, $500 credit. And if I'm wrong, then just call me and I'll honor it anyway. Elena, thank you, Dr. Wolf. That's why I really need to take my kids to Mexico, help them and me too. Here's the deal, sweetheart. How old are your kids if you want to type that in? And understand something. If you want to come on, Elena, with your kids sometime, let's just play a little game and watch how I reach your kids. I can reach your kids. We just got to go in through their hearts, sweetheart. Shell, I eat quinoa, vegetables, steamed, and a number of ways. What do you think about that? I also, I'm not into cook. Like I do lemonade, natural lemonade that we make, and blender drinks, and carrot juice, and celery juice, and some beet juice throughout the day. I'll do like, sometimes I'll do a bean soup at lunch, but I only eat lunch maybe once or twice a week. And then at night I might do a bean soup or salad. Sometimes I'll have a red snapper. You know, sometimes I'll do rice and veggies for supper. But I want at least 80 to 90% of my diet to be like alive, okay? Alive, vibrant. It's all about, everything is about the light, everything is about the frequency. And understand something, ask yourself what frequency this holds, okay? All right? Shell, is that healthy? My above question. It's not unhealthy. How much energy do you want? The only energy you have is the energy you put into yourself. The only energy you have is the personality you have. Think about these things. Pete, Daryl, are the Chinese mushrooms available yet? How about on next Friday, a week from today, they're called thunder shrooms. And just so you know, and it's okay to say Chinese mushrooms, but they're not Chinese, okay? They're out of Asia, but not China. I would never do that. Next thing is that these mushrooms, they are 30, okay, to 90 years old. There is no other mushroom like this on the planet. I've been trying to get these and to get the rights to sell these in North America now for years. We finally landed it. They finally gave it to us. And there is no mushrooms like this, okay? I have seen people do where they were been told that they only have days, and we've had them do 40 a day. Did you hear me? Yeah. You want to see something that'll blow your mind? Yes. I'm never bringing a product on again unless it is Thunderdome. And you know, that's why I called these Thunder Shrooms, because there is no mushroom like this anywhere in the world. I'm not bringing a product on unless it brings the thunder down, okay? And everything is about vibration. Remember what mushrooms do. They actually create the greatest mechanism in your body. It wakes your body up. And they go in and they're not a poison, mushrooms, so understand. But they go in and they trigger this little toxic thing going on, and your immune system just goes, heck yeah, I'm back, baby. And that's it, yeah. All right, so Kimberly, let's co-create something great. Resolution, bringing forth solutions. Well, let's do an evolution, bringing forth solutions. because we need to evolve. That's the only way we can do it for all, especially, everybody. Thank you, love. And this is Kimberly from truthseekerswaterfestival.com. Everybody go check it out, please. She's a beautiful woman with a beautiful message and beautiful people all coming together to make this happen, okay? Any other ones, or are we done? We made it. We made it. It's Friday, and this was my day off, and tomorrow I start again for the last 4 days of the Wolf Whole Life Coach certification, and then 2-day break, and then Sage takes over and teaches the Wolf Non-Surgical certification with Jason. And then once they finish, they're hitting the road. Maybe Jason might be going to the UK, I don't know. I know that Sage is going to be on the road for 2 months doing certifications and personal treatment and trainings. And like I told you, I think it's August 4th, and there's 12 days left. So if somebody picks him up and wants a certification in one of the states, I'll come. If you want us, if you get enough people, I'll come. I'm 9 days, so I'll come 11 days prior and do a lecture at night, and then I'll do my 9 days, and then I'll get out of Dodge, and then Sage will do the Wolf Non-Surgical for the 12 days. But he's only got 12 days, guys, and that's it. So if somebody wants that, or he'll do a personal treatment and training, which are 6 days, and he can do 2 of those, okay, because he needs time to travel. He can do 2 of those. That's all he's got left, and he's gone for 2 months. The rest of the time's all booked up. And then then he meets me in Barrie, Ontario, okay? So if you want to call me in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes on my phone, once that's gone, it's gone. And let me go through this. Okay, so this Wolf Non-Surgical starts a week from today. If anybody wants to fly down to Mexico, it's a 12-day course. And then we go to McKinney, Texas in August the 25th to September the 2nd. Whole Life Coach, and then Wolf Non-Surgical from September 4th to 15th. You can go to braveheartnation.com, everyone, if you want information. But if you want to come on my show, it's every Thursday at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time. If you want to come on Zoom, go to NWP at docofdetox.com to join the Zoom, or just come on Facebook, Rumble, or YouTube, and you can ask your questions there. Okay, so after McKinney, Texas, we come back to Ixtapa. We do a course here from September the 10th to the 18th, Whole Life Coach, Wolf Non-Surgical, September 21st, October 2nd. And then guess what? We changed things, just so you know. Okay, so a good friend of mine, and I don't like being wrong about things, so I hope I am, but I know I'm not. So we were supposed to do a course in Barrie in February. I canceled it, because Canada's shutting down around the end of October, and they're shutting down probably until August. Go figure, eh? Well, you know, if you're going to do a job, you might as well do it right. So the reality is that what we're going to do is after I finish, the Whole Life Coach. Now here's a tricky one. After I finish Whole Life Coach, September 24th to October 2nd, October 5th, I'm starting another Whole Life Coach certification, okay, in Barrie, but a location that's near the other location, because I can't do it while Sage is doing the Wolf Non-Surgical. Just so everybody knows, we put Barrie up not only 12 days ago, 13 days ago, and Barrie only has 2 places left for the September 24th to October 2nd course. The Wolf Non-Surgical, October 4th to 15th, only has 3 non-surgical. So what we're going to do is we're going to do another one right 3 days after that, start it again. So I'll do a Whole Life Coach, and then Sage will do his Wolf Non-Surgical. And we're going to move the Ixtapa course from October 10th to October 20th. So those dates are going to change. Sorry, but everybody, not to confuse you, but listen, you better pivot and you better give it, because they're going to take it away if you can't give it. And you better pivot. And that's what we're doing. We're on top of this, right? It's like, don't get frustrated, don't get mad, don't get sad, okay? Just pivot, all right? All right, and then go to the personal treatment. These here, like I said, Sage has two openings here. And if we get another opening, Then Sage's got 2 more. They're only 6 days long, or it'll be a Wolf non-surgical certification. But we only have room for 1, and I already told you, I think it's August 5th. And then it's, is it August 5th? No, yeah, August 4th to 15th, thank you. August 4th to 15th. So we have time for that, to do 2 of those in there. We can make the room for that. And if we get any more personal treatment and trainings, then we'll send Jason on the road, okay, if we have to, because we know the lockdown's coming. We know that we're going to be doing personal treatment and trainings and personal certifications in clinics in Texas and Florida, because they're going to hold the line. They are going to hold the line. And just know that in February, we are planning on doing a Wolf non-surgical and a whole life coach, the whole New World practitioner, in February in Florida. Okay? All right, that's it. What do you think? Did you eat all those Oreo cookies, Yarik?
Oh yeah, I dream about it.
All right, everyone, I want to thank you for coming on today. And don't forget, in St. Lazare, can you bring that up? St. Lazare, Quebec, I didn't talk about that, but Sage is there, and there's 3 more spots. This is a Wolf non-surgical only, St. Lazare, Quebec, August 18th to August 29th. We got 3 spots left. There's only 8 in that training, and that is about 45 minutes west of Montreal, right near the Ottawa border. Thanks for joining me, Bravehearts, and just know this, just say no to them. Just say, 3, 2, 1, I got this, yes to me. God bless everyone.